also been busy because it's NFL free agency. The legal tampering period's begun, and insane today. Insane. We still don't know where Aaron Rodgers is going yet, but who cares about that?
So petty.
It's insane from the standpoint that the 49ers make a splash on day one of free agency. Javon Hargrave, grave digger, has agreed to a deal with the San Francisco 49ers. And to talk more about it, a guy who covers the 49ers. He's at practices. He's at games. He's constantly doing write-ups on SactownSports.com about it. You can read his work there. Amil Fragoso with us.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Dude,
so good.
Insane. Did you expect that the Niners would be, I don't know, one of the big headlines today?
No. And that's kind of based off the cap space they have going into this. They had about $8 million going into it. And even after the re-signings they did with Colton McKivitz last week, with Deshaun Gibson yesterday, they had about $4 or $5 million we thought in cap space. So to make a splash like this, frankly, caught me by surprise. And the rest of, I don't know if you've seen Twitter, the rest of NFL Niner media by like shock.
Yeah.
And that's really rare for guys like Matt Mayoka to be shocked.
That's it. That's the one. That's the main one I saw, and I was like, "Wait, Matt's even super excited and shocked by it." And Deuce and I, we're not cap experts at all when it comes to the NFL, and that's why we were wondering when you see such a big deal as well. I mean, what does this mean for the Niners' future in signing some other key pieces
this offseason, or just in general?
Okay. I'm talking like. Let's just say in general, because I even think about like
Bosa deal
that's what I was just about to say.
Brandon Ayuk.
There's going to be a lot of restructuring, and unfortunately, there will be some top-heavy guys that could have to potentially go after this season. Ayuk has been one rumored. We don't know for sure. There's always speculation, but Armstead will be the one probably getting restructured either this season or after this season. And if he doesn't agree to the restructure, who knows? He could be gone next year. You never know.
Well, let's talk about who they did get done. Javon Hargrave, who is here now. He signs a 4-year, $84 million deal with $40 million guaranteed. Of course, he's with the Eagles last year, had a big-time impact getting after the quarterback with pressures and sacks. So why do you think this is a good move for the San Francisco 49ers?
This is the number 3 rated free agent this year in the class, according to CBS. And for the Niners to get a top 5 player, especially after what we just saw Daron Payne get yesterday from I believe it was the Commanders. It's astonishing, frankly, that they can even afford this kind of contract, that even afford to go out and get. This is the team you lost in the NFC Championship.
Yes.
And what was the biggest issue? The defensive line, the interior. You got beat by the offensive line up, ways, and down. That's why Miles Sanders and Kenneth Gainwell ran all over you. And now you go get their biggest guy. That's a statement.
We kind of make jokes about like, hey, who needs an offense or an arm when you got a defense? But truly, are the Niners trying to be like, hey, let's capitalize on what we have going on. We need to get there, win big this. And I know that's got to be their mindset every year, but that there's been health, there's been losses, there's been so many other things that it's been like a surprise season. I feel like they're going in the direction where they're trying to do it on purpose now.
They're trying to win. I saw the funniest thing on Twitter from some Niners non-credentialed media. Obviously Niners Twitter is everywhere. Kyle Shanahan is tired of being a bridesmaid. He's ready to go down the aisle. He's ready to walk the aisle and get that ring. That's the whole point of what Kyle's trying to do. And this move clearly says we have a short window to do this, especially with the contract control we have over these young quarterbacks and Purdy, as well as Trey Lance. This is clear. They're going to try and ride out those guys, maybe bring in a veteran to facilitate. Who knows? But they want to win and try and work on the woes of the quarterback by outweighing it with just strength everywhere.
What does this move do for Bosa and Armstead?
Armstead's the tricky one. Bosa, he's going to get his money. There's no doubt.
I'm just talking about on the field, just the impact of them being. I mean, it just has to make their lives easier. I mean, and it's crazy because Bosa had 18.5 sacks last year. He gets after it, but I mean, it's going to be really tough for teams going up against this front.
Bosa might break the record this year. Because he gets held or double teamed on every single play. And now you can't do that with Eric Armstead, Javon Hargrave, Javon Kinlaw, Drake Jackson probably making a leap, and Nick Bosa on that edge. Good luck to you guys. Good luck to NFL offensive lines trying to stop this, especially in the NFC West, where they have shaky ones at best.
I know there was so much talk about, hey, what if Jimmy G does come back this time around? I know you swatted that down pretty early, saying he's not coming back to San Francisco. He has agreed to a deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. What was your reaction to Jimmy G headed to Las Vegas?
Honest one, I can't say on air, but the actual one I will say is it's probably a solid lateral move for the Raiders. I'm not a fan of it personally as a diehard Raider fan. I feel like it's a very kind of a step down move from Derek Carr. I don't really see how it makes
For
them
sure
better.
it is.
It's obviously the Josh McDaniels Patriots connection, and I get that.
Yeah.
But what has Jimmy D honestly done lately? And I don't mean to discredit his accomplishment with the Niners. I don't want to do that. He was a fine citizen. But the guy is always hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And he cannot move around that pocket. And the issue with the Raiders is that they have to get a quarterback that can do just more than game manage.
No, Amil, I'm one that has always been really hard on Jimmy Garoppolo as a quarterback because I just think it's frustrating when you have so many fantastic weapons around you, but he can't utilize his arm. Oh, and he couldn't utilize his legs, and mostly because of coming off of the surgery, the knee. Understandable. Like this happens to guys, but that's why it was getting so frustrating. It's like the Niners are right there, but then they don't have this piece. So now the Raiders have that piece. What? No, who's throwing downfield? They're not throwing downfield.
No.
They have a game manager out there. What does that mean for the Raiders and their offense? Is it going to produce anything that you think that maybe fans will be excited about?
It means Josh Jacobs is the bell cow once again, and they're going to rely on Josh Jacobs to be the leading rusher once again. Jimmy G is going to try and facilitate, not be the winner. That's not who he is.
Yeah.
He's not that. If you need Jimmy G to go win you games, that's not who he is. He's great at keeping you ahead. He's not great at coming back and winning you games. So Josh Jacobs is going to be the focal point of this offense, and Jimmy Garoppolo is going to kind of be a game manager, which he's used to. And McDaniels has gotten the best out of him in the past, obviously with the Patriots, but that was a long time ago.
Man, it's just wild to see the movement already, and that we're still waiting on what Aaron Rodgers is going to decide to do. The Rams have kind of look like they're blowing things up and trying. The Rams went all in for a Super Bowl. They went all in. They got a Super Bowl, but now it's like, okay, what now? Jalen Ramsey's been traded, and is it worth it to get that one ring? I'd rather have sustained success, but they went, let's get rid of all these draft picks. Let's try to win a Super Bowl. They did it. Now what?
To be fair, though, the Niners are kind of putting themselves in cap hell, if you want to say, similar how the Rams did, loading them everywhere else and all around it just to win that one ring. So if the goal is winning a ring, the Rams did it, and that's all they really matter to them.
But the Niners have had some sustained success here, right?
A lot of heartbreak, though, and that's a sustained success.
Heartbreak and a lot of not flukiness, but a lot of luck that kind of played the part as well. And if we want to kind of luck, or you want to call it like Kyle Shanahan, the quarterback whisperer, and it's like even with the product that he had at quarterback. But no, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I would rather have the sustainability, and I feel like for the most part, the Niners have been surprisingly fun to watch over the seasons, where the Rams now, you're in this beautiful stadium, and what does your team look like now going into this season?
Decimated. just decimated. They're not going to be able to keep Baker Mayfield. Tampa Bay wants him. Tampa Bay's going to try and steal Baker Mayfield away. So what's the Rams?
Maybe the Niners should go get Baker, huh?
No,
just in case.
No, that's not going to happen.
Why?
He would cost too much money, though.
Okay.
Like I've said this previously, it's going to be a veteran quarterback, a guy over the hill, most likely going to come and be the third guy.
Matt Ryan.
I've been saying it. Matt Ryan.
To Shanahan.
Get your money and get out of Indianapolis. Come over here.
Does that excite you for the Niners?
Yes. No. It excites you? Matt Ryan cannot excite you.
Okay, excitement in terms of, is he going to start and win games? No. Excitement in terms of there's going to be a grown-up in that locker room? Okay. Yes. The Niners need a grown-up in the quarterback locker room.
All right. And then as Brock Purdy, I guess it's not even going to be Brock Purdy. It's probably going to be Trey Lance.
Correct.
And so then, what? Then you just have his veteran presence behind him or starting?
He's not starting. He's a player coach, basically.
Got it.
He's in the back half of his career. He
Bill
gets to make
Russell,
a little bit of money.
Stuff. Great.
Exactly. The Niners need a grown-up to help nurture these young guys. They got a lot of young guys in this roster, and they need to see more leadership, more accountability in there. Trey Lance, if you can't learn from Matt Ryan, you can't learn from a lot of people. Matt Ryan is a former NFL MVP. I said it out loud. And who was he under NFL MVP under? Kyle Shanahan.
Who was he? Who was Matt Ryan under when
I knew this was going to come
Super Bowl lead?
I knew this was going to come up.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to follow. Make sure to follow everything at SactownSports.com. You're going to be all over it. I mean, you've been posting combine stuff. You got Niner stuff. It's free agency. If you want great content, head on over to SactownSports.com. Amil Fragoso, appreciate you hanging out with us, man.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.